You know, I told you the last time that I was here that I'd be back to give you my thoughts on what's been happening in this crazy world in which we live from day to day. So, since we've been off the air, I've been keeping a notebook, and in looking it over to prepare this piece, I found that I just couldn't find one simple subject upon which to expound. So I've made some copious notes on 3 or 4 different subjects, which are either a current moment or just been sticking in my craw enough that I've got to get them off my chest. So here's what's brewing. Some thoughts on the verdict in the Baton Rouge, Louisiana shooting. Now, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, the verdict that was rendered this week in Louisiana was a tremendously grave miscarriage of justice. However, I do think we're going to have to stop and think a moment about just who or what we're castigating here, alright? Now, certain factions are going to use this verdict as a takeoff point for another strong round of let's kill the Second Amendment. The point will be overmade that this could not possibly happen in Japan because Japan has an extremely strict gun control law. So what? Does it really matter to you whether you're shot or stabbed or done in by one of any number of hundreds of ways that can be used to kill using the bare hand, most of which I might point out are based in Oriental origin? My point is, don't plan on taking my gun away just because some emasculated half-baked cracker has himself a real bad case of acute xenophobic blues. You'll get my gun when you pry my cold dead fingers out from around it. Finally, a few words on probably the most important and talked about subject of the last few weeks, the final episode of Cheers. I've heard a lot of people complain about the final episode. They were bitterly disappointed, so there was no snazzy twists, no whiz-bang surprises. Well, what the hell, people? Ain't you been paying any attention at all? Cheers, in the 11 years it's been on TV, was probably the only series, comedy or drama, that played it right straight down the middle with its viewers. There's no cheap tricks, no 180-degree rationales, no easy exits. That it should end with a quiet and gracious goodnight from Sammy, right there in the bar, right where he belongs, resting fairly assured in the knowledge that even with the minor changes that were wrought, Norm's job, Rebecca's wedding, etc., life will go on, and Cheers will always be the place where everybody knows your name. It is, to my mind, the most logical, true to the series wrap-up since Dick Kimball caught up with that one-armed fella. And those of you who felt cheated because there wasn't any bread and circus slam-bang wrap-up, you've been watching the tube too long. Right after you're done watching this show, I sincerely suggest that you shut the damn thing down and go read a good book, if you still remember how. That way you can relearn the virtues of patience and long-term fulfillment, as opposed to the Sue Ellen wakes up from a bad dream school of instant gratification. There you have it. That's what's brewing for this session. I'm Bucky Fool. Until the next time we get together, you just chew over what I've been saying.